It's talking Reds. It's Friday the 15th of March, and Liverpool are in the Champions League quarter-final. We just watched the draw, Kev.
Oh, it's exciting, mate, isn't it? Really real at the moment. Boss, the draw we all would have picked if we could have picked it for ourselves. Well, maybe they put it the other way around, I suppose, and for us.
Or maybe Ajax, but like, you know, we had to toss.
Well, Ajax would have just been for the trick. If you were picking a football team to play against, you're picking Porto, aren't you? That's no disrespect to them, apart from the fact that the shite we led at them last year.
It's funny, like the games your mind plays with, because we're all sat there watching the draw going, City will get Porto, we're going to end up we're going to get a bad one.
It's like we double bluffed UEFA.
It's right, it's right. By the way, talking about the UEFA draw before we get into it, there's two things. Number one, it feels very, very real now.
Yeah.
And number two, all that nonsense before they draw the balls, what's all that about?
Well, I missed most of that because I was doing another show, wasn't I? But yeah, it's a load of shit, isn't it? But once the action got real, the excitement in the office was boss, wasn't it? It felt like a little occasion on its own. That's what one of the great things about going this late into the Champions League is. You've got days like this where when you're not in it, you're like, oh, who's got who? And you think, oh, I wish it was us. But then when you look at the drawing and everyone's already planning ways to get to Madrid and who we'd have to play in the semi-final and where it's going to be. That's what you're in it for, isn't it? From
Steins to Superboc all in the space of 48 hours, Kev?
Oh, well.
And it's still going on. I'm just to put you in the picture. While we're recording this, there's an army of people in our office trying to find out the date of the away leg so we can get flights sorted. Honestly, it's that. And as Kev was saying, it's part of this mad it's chaos, isn't it? But it's enjoyable chaos.
It's exactly what you want to be in it for.
Well, exactly, but it's exactly where we should be after so long. You know, we were saying this on the way back from Germany the other day. We went really deep into the Champions League last year. That sounds a dead wall, didn't it? Went deep in the Champions League, like something like Mark Cotti and say something, Sos Gab. But like, to get to two quarter-finals in 2 years shows you that Liverpool down back at the top table.
110%, and the fact that we're going for the league this year as well. Listen, it made Gerard Houllier look silly when he ends up saying it, didn't he, with the 10 games from greatness thing, but we're at the same point now. We've got Fulham on Sunday, we beat them, there's 7 games to go in the league. City have got a difficult draw, I'd say. I wouldn't fancy getting Tottenham myself, and I think out of the English teams they could have got besides us, they'd have probably wanted United and they got City. So they're April now, they've got Tottenham, their April looks just mad, doesn't it? Like, there's going to be some humongous games in there for them. They've still got FA Cup games to play. Whereas you look at ours and listen again, the excitement to draw and Porto was one thing, but then the fact that you look at it now and think, well, theoretically, if we had the same situations we had last year, where it was over after the first leg, we'd have a second leg there where it's another relative rest. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm not saying that's going to be the case by any stretch of the imagination, but it's only, 12 months ago, where we had exactly that, and it worked in our favour, so if we can go the same way again now, brilliant.
Definitely. Funny you mentioned Gerard Houllier there, because I always felt like both Houllier and Benitez, to a degree, were robbed of the real chance. So they both had those seasons where we had a really good team, and it just disintegrated so quickly, whereas you look at this team now, the age of the players, the length of the contracts they're on, you know, and most of the players are getting better. Yeah. And it just feels like, you know, this isn't, I'm not saying we won't win we can't win the Champions League or we can't win the league this year, but there's a sense of enjoyment this year that, you know, that this isn't just a brief period where we've got to grasp it. You know,
I agree with that there, because when we had it the other years, especially the Houllier year especially, and I wait on a little bit Rafa as well, it felt like we were battling other things, whereas now it feels like we've got a little bit of a perfect storm going on. We've got, like, I was the first to slag the owners, but they seem to be doing a good job for us now. We've got an unbelievable manager and a squad worthy of any club in the world at the moment. We've got the best centre half in the world, we've got the best goalkeeper, got one of the best two of the best strikers, maybe even 3. So we've got the chance now to go and prove that, listen, this team go down in history, a league and European Cup double. It's unprecedented well, it's not unprecedented for us because we've done it before, of course, but by the same token in our recent history, listen, we might not win any of them, we could win both of them, so you've got to be in it to win it, and the excitement of being involved in it.
It's embracing it though, isn't it? It's embracing it. And not always thinking the worst is going to happen.
But we don't have to think like that anymore, though.
And if it does, so what?
But and also, the worst that can happen now is we go to one or the other. We'll be involved in the league title to the end, to the last game of the season, I'd imagine. So if we get beat in the Champions League, that happens. But we're in it to win at the moment. And what I'd say is, being involved in ties like this, and the likelihood is, listen, if you just go and book these odds alone, we're going to be favourites to go through. You're going to now be looking at people like potential targets for us in the transfer marketing. And Champions League finals last year, at least semi-finalists this year, going for the league. What what ambition can't you fulfil at Liverpool now? There's nothing. So listen, I think it's great being a Liverpool fan at the moment.
Let's talk about Porto for a minute, and look, not to be disrespectful, but as Kev said, we will be the bookies' favourites to go through. And now I'm going to be disrespectful. So we're at Anfield first. So it's almost the reverse of last year. We went over there, we won handsomely, and then we brought them back. If you're booking the flight, or even if you're not booking the flight, do you want the away leg to be a dead rubber, assuming Liverpool have smashed the life out of them at Anfield, or do you want to be travelling going, oh, it's on a bit of a knife edge here?
For your own...
It's a weird one, isn't it?
It is. If you're going, you want the second leg to mean something, I suppose, but by the same token, Porto's a boss city, so I wouldn't be one bit bothered getting over there. We've already got a 3-0 win in the bag from Anfield, and then it's pretty much game over. I can see why you'd say let's have it the other way, but we've got to think. We're thinking on bigger pitches now. We're not just thinking about European Cup this year. Whereas last year, by this stage, we were pretty much guaranteed top 4. I know we went to the last game, but we coasted over the lines, didn't we? This year, we've got to think if we can have, because we don't want 2 intense quarter-finals if we can avoid it. Because you're going to have 2 intense semi-finals if you get there, regardless of results, whether you win or lose to get to the final. So what I'd say is if we can beat them at Anfield handsomely and make the second leg over there a formality. I don't think it's going to be that, because I think they'll learn a lot from last year. But if you can make it a formality so that we can go over and just take our time over there, have a nice couple of days away, do you know what I mean? In the sun, take us another warm weather break. Because warm weather
training camp.
Exactly, yeah. But let's hope it's not another disaster in Dubai or similar. But
I mean for us, not them.
Well, that's what I mean. But the disaster in Dubai didn't seem to help us, did it?
No, it's true. But I mean, assuming we get through, not to count our chickens and that, what a calamity of a semi-final we're faced with. And it's all perfectly set up, as you said, for the if you don't know, so basically the way the draw, Kev, you know.
Well, so we're at home first leg in our quarter final against Porto, and then should we get through, we'll face either Barcelona or Man United. We'll be away first leg, so it'll be another European Cup semi-final at Anfield should we get there. And I think we all understand the gravity of these situations and the occasion that arises from it. Just imagine a European Cup semi-final against either the might of Barcelona, which is probably more likely, or I'm fingers crossed and hoping we get Man United. Imagine having Man United at Anfield in a semi-final of a European Cup. Honestly, I think you'd see Chelsea 05 getting a run for its money as the greatest night at Anfield ever.
You know what, I never thought, I never even entertained that thought, but you know what? Just the thought of it now.
Just imagine putting them out of the European Cup in a semi-final there. That's the stuff teams are made of. And listen, by the same token, I wouldn't mind giving Phil Coutinho a little kick up the arse and say, see you later, good luck next year if we can get them knocked out of the Champions League.
Well, they used to say he even starts.
Yeah. Okay.
He's not having the best season over there, is he?
He isn't, and listen, we're probably being a bit lax there because...
So what?
But Barcelona will be looking at it.
We knocked Bayern Munich out at their own ground, Kev. We're allowed to be a little bit bullish.
Yeah, and I think the players probably will be. Listen, Barcelona looking at it thinking, I hope Porto can do something for us here, because no one wants to play Liverpool now, nobody. It's a nightmare run, and then listen, you're looking at the final, right here, this would be playing Man City or Juventus. There's a European Cup final for you, mate, with all the connotations of both of those games.
Can't say any more than that. That's been today's talk, and Reds, we've got to go and get some flights booked. Nice one.
It's John Gibbons for the Anfield Wrap, and I'm here at the Liverpool Lighthouse in Anfield, just over the road from the Cop, and I'm here to talk about the Levi's Music Project, which is here in Liverpool, and I'm joined by Rodri Evans from Levi's. Welcome, first of all. Cheers. First of all, you can tell us a little bit about the music project in general and why you've chosen to come to Liverpool on this leg of the journey.
Sure. So, the Levi's Music Project is something that it kind of fuses the Levi's brand's kind of authenticity and place in the music space, but also we're a brand with a really strong set of values. So it kind of brings those two things together, and it's a project that's kind of been established against the backdrop of reduction of provision of creative spaces, of music education in the curriculum. The concept of a youth club is something that's disappearing away from this country and around Europe at the moment. So what this project seeks to do is very simply provide access to music in communities. So what we do is we work with music artists to mentor and build community music studios, like the one we're in today. And that artist will then mentor a group of young local musicians through a music project where they learn lots of things about the craft of music. So it could be performing, it could be more about the kind of building a brand of a musician, it could be about graphic design, photography, the whole ecosystem of being in the music industry, let's say. And then that collaboration happens, it builds towards a celebration event. So this particular one in Liverpool is building towards Sound City Festival, the first weekend of May. And our partner artist in Liverpool is Lorcana, who's a big red as well, which always helps.
He's been on.
Okay, so yeah, so you know just how much of a true Liverpool fan he is. And it was a natural choice to come here. You know, that artist in this city is basically it's a dream for me as well, being a Liverpool fan. So it's bringing together a lot of passion points for everybody, I think.
I mean, what's great about the project as well is obviously this is a studio that you've built in Anfield, as I say, over the road from the Cop. And this stays forever, doesn't it? So the project is a short one. There's 15 young musicians who are working towards, as you say, this performance in May at Sound City. But this space now is here for the community of Anfield forever.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the legacy of these projects. You know, I mentioned, you know, we've got 10 throughout Europe now. In many different areas. You know, we've got this one here, we've got one, for example, in St. Pauli Stadium, football stadium, which is an amazing football club. If you guys know anything about them as a football club, we're a big partner of theirs, and we've got one of these music studios in one of their directors' boxes in their stadium, which is a fun day out if you ever get the chance to do that. But yeah, these studios stay in place, and they're open access for the whole community after this. And yeah, it's something that we really want to kind of invest in throughout Europe, is that partnership between our brand and the community, essentially.
So it's fantastic that it's here. It's great that Levi's are doing this as part of their partnership with Liverpool. We're going to be telling the story of this music project from now until the performance of Sound City. So look out for it on the YouTube channel and also on the Anfield app on our weekender shows, on our free audio shows. We're going to be telling the story there. I'm going to try and hit Roger up for some St. Pauli tickets in the Levi's box now, so we'll go. But yeah, back to whoever's doing Talking Reds today.